like this is one of the great experiments in liberty, because and one of the many reasons I love it is like the caricature of libertarians is kind of that Randian stand alone and the caricature is falsely like do whatever you want and just go climb a mountain somewhere and be away from things. But of course, even in Rand's novels, it always leads to building a community, right?
Right. Yep.
And this is the opposite side of the coin of individualism is how we gather in voluntary cooperation and thrive for all of our differences and weirdnesses, and there's plenty of difference and weirdness here.
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much.
Because that is the human condition, right?
But it's a place where we sort of feed off of each other.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what a good community does. Like, there's cooperation, there's certainly some competition, particularly when it comes to ideas, but it's just a great place to be.
Yeah. I'm giving a talk tomorrow on libertarian communitarianism because I consider myself a communitarian libertarian.
Yeah.
And I argue that authoritarians do all these really, really clever, sophistic tricks in order to win the argument without even discussing the topic. And one of the things that they've done is they've conflated authoritarianism with community. Mm-hmm. And libertarianism with being isolated and lonely.
Right.
Well, my whole life, what I do is I create large communities, but they are all voluntary. They're all win-win. They're all consensual. Mm-hmm. And I argue that that the community that authoritarians are talking about, that's not a community. That's a penal colony.
Yes.
Right.
Only with libertarianism can you actually have real community.
And I have to say a testament to Dennis's work this year. I think what he did that was uniquely why we're seeing the largest Porcfest ever. Now, of course, we're seeing it for several reasons. Totalitarianism was a growth sector for libertarians, right? As they clamp down more, more of us are going to be formed. But what he did that was so genius is he reached out to smaller groups of people. So instead of kind of going, we need all the libertarians to come to New Hampshire, he was like, who are my top 200 people? And how can I get them to get 10 or 20 or 30 of their best friends to also come, right? So we have over the years, and certainly back when I was main organizer, we tried to do this sort of decentralized approach. We have these fantastic talks down in the pavilion. We've got the Bardo Community Farm and the please, come buy a house part of it. But really the heart, I think, and the one we've really, really nailed this year is this, right? Like even having you guys here and you doing your media. But, if you look over this campground, they're just, how many hubs are there?
So there's 90 hubs. We have 500 events on the schedule and another 200 that are not on the schedule. We have 25.
I know nothing.
We have 2,500, over 2,500 attendees who are actually logged in attendees, and we're not doing day passes. These are people who are really here, and we're 2-to-1 potential migrants to porcupines. People who are already here.